Hello YouTube, LD50 here, back with another video, and today we are going to revisit Zane with a quirky little build I've been putting together that revolves around the Blade Fury, the Brawler Ward, and the Infiltrator Com. It's not the traditional setup for Zane, and it's not the most powerful setup for Zane, but it is something a little bit different. And if you've had the game from the beginning like I have, you may have found that perhaps it's got a little bit stale for you. So this may pique your interest to pick up the game again and just to try something else. So this build is going to revolve around, as I said, the Blade Fury, which is a gun that can be gotten from the Bunker Masters card, and there it is, Blade Fury. Pay no attention to how many keys I have and how little vault progress I've made. I do have used some modded keys to give myself extra keys, and I've rolled myself a decent Blade Fury. The Blade Fury I've got here, I've got an action skill end element anointment. You want to have 3 different elements active. Well, it's actually 4, but I'll tell you about that when we get down to the artifact. But I've chosen to take radiation on the Blade Fury. That is because radiation works well against shields and flesh enemies, and also irradiated enemies when they die will explode and spread the radiation around. So I've chosen to put radiation on my Blade Fury. The other 2 elements I'm rocking are incendiary on the Itzpish grenade as an action skill end, and also I'm using a corrosive stone static charge. So there's my 4th element from the static charge, shock, but the 3rd one is corrosive. And the Blade Fury itself, the assault rifle from Jacobs, deals both gun damage and melee damage, so we're able to apply corrosive damage to our Blade Fury via the stone artifact here. Now we're going to use an Infiltrator Com and a Brawler Ward, and the reason we're going to do that is the Infiltrator Com, when Zane activates an action skill, he breaks his shield, and the Brawler Ward, if you get one with good rolls like this, the 300% melee damage, so when the shield is broken we get 300% melee damage. And I've also rolled onto this ward shield action skill end melee damage, so we've got 400% extra melee damage every time the shield is broken, and the shield is broken every time we activate an action skill. This particular com is good because it's got splash damage on it, melee damage and action skill damage. Splash damage, the Blade Fury will do splash damage, and as it does melee damage, then we've got boosts to that. And action skill damage will boost our cannon, and it's got 5 out of 5 into violent momentum. Zane's gun damage is increased while moving. The quicker he moves, the greater the gun damage bonus, 40% at default walk speed. So Zane has plenty of skills which will boost gun damage, this being one of them, but it doesn't have much in the way of skills that will boost melee damage. So that's why we're using our Brawler Ward with the melee damage anointment on it. So we're going to increase gun damage and increase melee damage, which will make the Blade Fury a fairly decent weapon. Now this isn't as good as the Blade Fury on Amara. I mean, that's just stupidly good. But on Zane it is working fairly well. It's a fun build, and as I said, if the game's got a bit stale for you, this is something else to try. You could have any combination of elements you like, as long as you're using a static charge. That gives you extra damage, so it's just always set to shock, the static charge. But you might choose a fire, a stone, or something else, as long as you try to get at least 3 elements. And I would suggest you have corrosive or a cryo as one of them, radiation as another, and then incendiary, and that'll sort of cover all bases for all of the enemies here. A cryo is good because frozen enemies take bonus melee damage. However, if you're going to do a true Maliwan takedown, beware that Wotan is immune to cryo. So this is why we're rocking what we're rocking here. I'm going to make another video that has a run through true Maliwan takedown, but this is just the build video. So we'll go on to the skills. Typical purple tree, we're taking the cannon. We're taking 5 out of 5 into mana focus to give us extra accuracy and handling. Now the Blade Fury, you might be able to just about see that there. The blades travel in an arc, and they're, you know, you need to improve accuracy with this weapon. So mana focus is a good skill to take. 5 out of 5 into Headsman's Hand. Now, whilst melee damage doesn't do critical hits, the static charge portion of the artifact will, and the gun damage that the Blade Fury does will also score critical hits, and that will work with Brain Freeze, which we'll get to in a moment. A 5 out of 5 into Commitment to give us extra gun damage and cooldown rate so we can spam our cannon. A Domino Effect to give us reload speed and fire rate on causing a critical hit, scoring a critical hit. If we happen to score a critical hit with a cannon, then obviously that's doubled. 3 out of 3 into Eraser, pierced shot damage, that's a no-brainer for Zane. 2 out of 3 into Sheer Will for some extra cooldown, and Arm and Flint at the bottom for 25% damage to all damage when we aim down sights. Now you do want to be aiming down sights with this weapon, makes it a bit easier to use, so Arm and Flint is a good skill to take for that. On the blue tree, it's fairly standard blue tree. 5 out of 5 into Violent Momentum, and this fantastic comm here, this Infiltrator comm, is boosting that as well. So we have 40% extra gun damage just for walking around, and if we run or we're moving faster, then that damage will go up, and we can move faster by using Violent Speed. Single point into Salvation for the lifesteal, and 3 out of 3 into Cool Hands to give us some extra reload. 1 point into Seeing Red. Now we're not using the Seeing Dead comm, so we do need to have Seeing Red. Activates our actions. Activating our action skill will automatically activate all of Zane's kill skills. Zane is a kill skill monster. If he doesn't have any kill skills active, he's weak as a kitten. But once you've got them kill skills up, he's very powerful. 5 out of 5 into Playing Dirty, because the Blade Fury is a single projectile weapon, and this will give us 70% extra shot chance with our kill skill activated, and our kill skill is activated every time we activate our action skill. Violent Violence, 4 out of 5 into there to give us extra fire rate. Again, kill skill, activate Seeing Red, activate kill skills. Good Misfortune, again another kill skill. Killing an enemy increases Zane action skill duration. So by activating our cannon, it will increase the duration of our barrier. And then Death Follows Close for increased kill skills bonuses and increased kill skill duration. In the green tree, we are using the barrier, and we need to get down as far as All-Rounder. So, a bit of a note on this green tree. We want to be breaking our shield all the time to get the bonus melee damage, so we don't want to take Ready for Action. We're going to take some points into Hearty Stock and Adrenaline. Now Adrenaline's probably not going, we're not going to get any bonus out of Adrenaline. It's wasted points in a way, but we need to get down the tree to get to Brain Freeze. We don't want to put in points into Ready for Action because we don't want our shield coming back quickly. We want it broken so that we get the extra melee damage. So 3 out of 3 into Hearty Stock just to give us some extra shield. Doesn't really matter, it's a level 1 shield anyway. And Adrenaline just to get down the tree, and then 5 out of 5 into Brain Freeze, so when we score critical hits we can have a chance to freeze enemies, and obviously, as I've mentioned there, the gun portion of the damage from the Blade Fury does critical hit damages, goes critical hit damage, and also the static charge will also score critical hits. And then we're going to take all-rounder because as we have our shield down most of the time, we want some protection at least. That'll help us with survivability. Then on the red tree, we're taking 5 out of 5 into borrowed time. This will increase the duration of our barrier, and a single point into duct tape mod because this will give us immunity from guns and our own guns and grenades. One little point to mention on the cannon. We're going to take the 2 augments, No Way Out and Proliferation. Proliferation will give us a couple of extra charges, and No Way Out is going to pull enemies towards us and also give us increased damage and increased cooldown. So it allows us to spam that cannon a bit more. Spamming the cannon breaks the shield, increases the melee damage. You see where we're going with this. Little point on Guardian rank. We do not want to have shield reboot or emergency response. We don't want our shields coming back. Now, whilst we are going to be breaking our shield by activating our action skill, we don't want anything really that helps our shield come back. So you want to disable these perks. Quick note about the Brawler Ward. You will have noticed I'm using a level 1 Brawler Ward. And that is because at level 1 the Brawler Ward is very easily broken by enemies. So if we have run out of charges or our shield has just started to reload and we hadn't noticed, an enemy will break our shield, and that will help us to keep our shield broken all the time. Now, if you want to know how to get a level 1 Brawler Ward, what you do is you go with your character at any level, doesn't matter, go and farm Grave Ward. Farm him until you have a Brawler Ward drops that has the stats that you want. Don't worry about the anointment for now, but you're looking for this 300% melee damage. It comes in various flavors. I think it comes in a 90, a 180 and a 300% melee damage. So kill Grave Ward until you get 300 melee damage when shield is depleted. Brawler Ward at whatever level, doesn't matter. The important thing is, do not pick it up. Leave it on the ground, then quit the game. Then what you need to do is you need to enter somebody else's game with a fresh level 1 character. Now you can go co-op and enter a friend's game if you have a friend that will help you out by allowing you to join. Your friend needs to be in Sanctuary, and you need to join with a fresh level 1 character. If you join with a fresh level 1 character and you go to the Lost Loot with the account, so it's a level 1 character on the account that you farmed Grave Ward in with, but in somebody else's game, you will find that the items that come out of the Lost Loot will be as low as possible, and the Brawler Ward will drop at level 1. Some other items won't drop that low, so for instance rocket launchers, I think the minimum you can get is a level 8. Shotguns I think possibly is a level 3, but most other items will drop at level 1. So that's what you do. Farm Grave Ward for your Brawler Ward, leave it on the ground, save quit, join a friend's game with a fresh level 1 character in Sanctuary, go to the Lost Loot machine, and the Brawler Ward that you left on the ground at Grave Ward should pop out the Lost Loot machine at level 1. You can then take it down to the reroll machine with any character, so you can stick it in the bank and then go and fish it out with your character with lots of iridium, take it down to the reroll machine and roll it until you get action skill and melee damage. That's how you get this Brawler Ward. That's how I got this one, and that's how you will get one the same. Because the Infiltrator com will break any shield, it's not imperative to have a level 1 Brawler Ward. It just makes it a little bit easier for this build for when you're not breaking the shield with your action skill. So an enemy that might have got through the barrier will break this Brawler Ward easy if it is low level like this level 1. So that's a little point to note on the Brawler Ward there. And Infiltrator, obviously, as I said, this is a very, very nice one. It's got 5 into violent momentum. It's got splash damage, melee damage, action skill damage. So any of those type of passives will help you. Another one you could go for would be magazine size. I mean, you could go for weapon critical damage. Anything that will help the build. Splash damage works well because as I said, the Blade Fury will deal splash damage, also deals melee damage, so that's 2 bases covered there. And then Zane's skills will boost the gun damage portion of the Blade Fury. So that is the build. I'll run through the skill tree once more just so you can have another look. Now we're going to run over to one of the trials. I'm not going to do a true trial, we're just going to run through it normal. And the reason being is that at true trial settings, sorry, the end bosses are just so tanky that you end up running out of ammunition unless you're playing with a Mara and a fish slap and a full melee build and a guardian angel and all the bells and whistles. If you don't have that set up, then it's going to be a bit difficult. So this is a different build to most. It's, you know, I wouldn't say it's the strongest build ever, but it is a bit different. It's a non-traditional Zane build. So anyway, I've waffled on enough here now. I'm going to jump over to one of the trials. I think I'm going to go for the trial of Cunning. I quite like it. You get a lot of mixture of enemies there with anointed and other types of enemies. So we'll run through that. I'll see you over there in just a moment. Hi, welcome back. We're here at the trial of Cunning. We're just going to run through it on normal mode, not true. As I mentioned in the build portion of this video, it's a bit tedious to kill the end boss unless you're a melee Amara with a fish slap. So we're just going to run through normal just to demonstrate how the build works. It is quite a fun build. It's a bit different for the normal Zane builds. So we'll just run through and see how we get on. Right, we'll put our barrier out. As you can see, that broke our shield and activated our action skills. Now you do want to be aiming down sight to activate Arm and Flint. Right, we have an anointed there. Where is he? There he is. So yeah, taken care of fairly easy with this build. Now do bear in mind that you don't have a shield, and once the barrier goes you don't have anything protecting you, so you just want to be a little bit careful. In situations where you have intense mobbing, you will find that your barrier will stay up a little bit better. Or that's the way I've noticed anyway.
Only room for one. Got more where that came from. Here comes he!
Not a fan of those little aggro tinks that change size. Nonetheless, he's gone. We've got another one here. Got rid of him as well. And we've cleared the first area.
My ticket to the great ball. Papa Blondie. Look at Jack the Nugget.
The more we spam our action skill, the more we can keep our barrier alive, as you can see there.
Great! Vault!
There we go. Move through to the next area.
It's possible you picked the wrong battle. You!
A final battle to prove yourself.
Tick-tock, death clock! Got some stuff for you! Suck on this, you bloated crap thing! Don't move! My last.
And there we go. A little bit over the time required for 25% remaining bonus. But if you're a slightly better player than me, then you'll be able to achieve that easily with this build. We'll just go and see what we had in the chest. We didn't make the full bonus, so I'm not expecting to see wall-to-wall orange. Yeah, we got, what did we get? Let's have a little look. A Snowdrift Auto Idle. Not a particularly great one. Anyway, that is the WardFury Infiltrator Zane build. Just to reiterate, the WardFury is from the Bunker Masters Vault card. There it is. The skills, the build we were using, obviously the WardFury. This one's anointed with ASC radiation, but you can have any type of ASC element as long as you get at least 3 different elements with your weapon, with your artifact, and with your grenade. So we were using the It's Pierce with Action Skill End Incendiary, and we were using our Corrosive Stone, which is applying corrosive to the melee portion of the WardFury. Also, the Static Charge was giving us our 4th element. We were using our Infiltrator Com. Whenever Zane activates an action skill, he breaks his shield. Oops, sorry. And we were using our low-level Brawler Ward with the 300% melee damage while shield is depleted, and the action skill end melee damage is increased by 100% for a short time. Anointment. I'll just run through the skills again so you can have a brief look. We were playing with Guardian rank on, and shield reboot and emergency response disabled. We were playing on Mayhem 11 because I don't like the modifiers. So there we go. That is the Infiltrator WardFury build that I've been working on. It's a lot of fun to play. It's a different Zane build, and I urge you to try it out. If you have enjoyed this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Leave me a like, it'll give me motivation to jump back in and try to make some more builds up whilst we wait for Wonderlands to drop. But that's it for me today. I think I've waffled on long enough. I've been LD50, you've been lovely, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.